This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
Betsy, are you so excited about our guest today?
I'm so pumped, Marcy.
We've known her for years. It's insane. We haven't already had her on the podcast. She's so funny and I know has a lot of cool stories to tell us.
Unreal. Yes. Yeah. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
She's an amazing improviser. She's an actor and she's a writer. You've seen her on One Day at a Time, and she's writing a book.
Dude!
Santina, Muha.
Yay!
Wow, thanks for that intro.
How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you guys and talk to you. It's been too long. I mean, I'm used to running into you at least twice a week.
Right?
It's very weird.
Weird.
It's so weird. It's
our
so weird.
Social structure is just crumbled in front
With
of our
no
very
warning.
No warning.
No warning.
Just cut off.
Yeah.
Don't see your friends.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone's-
but we're coming back. We're coming back.
We're making a comeback. So, Santina, tell our listeners about you're writing a book. Can you talk about it yet, or?
Yeah. It's a collection of essays about the fact, I'm living my life as a wheelchair user. So it's very funny. But it is. It's a comedic sort of memoir collection of essays, like a Nora Ephron or a David Sedaris, God willing. It will be like one of those. But, it's kind of like that, where I talk about these things, but through more of a comedic lens, because I feel like media and pop culture tends to focus on the tragedy of people who have disabilities and, how their life is just looking for a cure and not living through it. And I was in a car accident when I was 6 years old. So I went through elementary school, middle school, sleepovers, dances, cheerleading, sorority. I mean, like all of that, as a wheelchair user, dating, puberty, I mean, whatever. Right. So, I did all of that as a normal Jersey, Italian girl, but also with this wheelchair. So I'm kind of talking about how learning to drive, what were these experiences like, in my world?
Which I would imagine would be so great for people who maybe are new to needing to use a wheelchair or any other kind of like accessibility issue, or people who just don't know because you don't have anyone in your life that you could ask questions to or like whatever,
I hope so, because if all they're doing is watch $1 Million Baby, they're going to kill themselves before they even realize that it's not the worst. You can do it.
Yes.
But that's the narrative that's out there. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which
fucked up.
I know. I know. So
it's really funny because not the funny actually, but I had one of my friends from college who was like in plays with me, very cool, very fun girl. And then a year after I moved to New York, so a year after we graduated, she dove into a pool and was paralyzed from, I believe, the chest down. So, and then like at the time we're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And also there was sort of like, we don't know if she's going to survive. She did.
Right.
And then she got married and now she has 2 or 3 kids and she's just like working and doing her thing. And like, it's, because at the time we're like, oh shit, like this 22-year-old girl, or woman, but like, I follow her on socials and she honestly kind of jealous. She's got a lot of husband.
Yes, because I'm in this world, I know many of those stories, many. And for someone like you to hear that, you're like, wow, that's incredible. For me, I'm like, that's what happens usually.
Yeah.
We're not hearing enough of that. So to the average person, we're like, oh, what a hero. And I'm like, no, that's what we're doing. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to help normalize. And that's why I do acting and improv and all of that. Like, I just want to be seen, and I just am trying to grow my platform. And, whereas like I did my one woman show for an audience of 100,
Yes.
now I can hopefully write this book and have an even bigger audience so people can start. Because I'm sure you two, when you first saw me, you went, oh my God, look at that. She's going to do. Then you got to know me and you're like, oh, okay. It's not that, right? And that's kind of what happens. And that's okay. That's what I want it to,
Yeah. Or even just like us learning that, our stages were not built with someone who has accessibility issues in mind at all. In fact, very dangerous even for people who are able-bodied or whatever I don't know what any of the terminology is these days.
Yeah,
but,
it changes. It will change by the end of the podcast. But for now, that's correct.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I'm excited.
I'm excited
that's
for your
really
book.
exciting. Congrats. I can't wait to read it.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
going to be, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
And then, what am I going to say? I don't know, guys. This is still new to me, talking to people. So we always start the podcast. This is what I was going to do, guys. I feel I'm on track now. We always start by asking people, what, if anything, do they believe about the paranormal?
I believe like a lot. I mean, I believe that there's some sort of veil, like how dogs can see things that humans can't see. And I think there's things happening right in front of our eyes that we can't see pretty much at all times.
Whoa, at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, even just think about how when you shine the light in an area, there's particles of dust you didn't see before. You're breathing all of this in, So, and I think that there are moments that veils get lifted briefly for whatever reason. Maybe you're half asleep or dreaming, or a baby, and I think babies, I think that before their brains get cluttered with everything that we start to learn and worry about, they can see probably all the ancestors sitting there looking at them.
Whoa.
So,
Whoa, yeah.
I do. I really do. I really believe that that there's a lot of that happening. I believe in that dreams are a great portal to communicating with some of these other, I don't want to say realms, but because I think it's sort of all happening kind of layered. Sort of.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where we kind of are with our, what we've heard and discussed on the podcast, that it's all sort of happening at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like how an ant doesn't know about the stock market.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Because our brains can only learn so much. And I mean, there's certain birds that can see colors that we can't see, right? Or whatever, whatever it is. I might have made that up. It's something like that.
It's definitely true. I know that Hugh and I, we can see, we see more greens than any other color.
Mm-hmm.
The spectrum of greens we can see is that's where the concentration of our spectrum is. But but we could see other colors too. But we see green more than we see any other colors.
Yeah.
And we see green money.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about stock market.
Yeah, so that's what I think. I think that there's, and I think that certain people are just more in tune for whatever reason to what's going on. Just like some people are better at math and some people are, faster runners or whatever.
Yes.
And because of that, people can train to be better at it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like people who can meditate are, I think, better at getting other messages. And I think that, but I also think that it's like singing or drawing where you can get better. But then I also think that just some people are just born inherently with the skill that they can really build on, and other people have to learn from kind of scratch.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Because I know that and my nonna, so that's grandmother in Italian, not only Italian, but Sicilian, and Sicilians are witchy women. I heard a thing recently that when, I don't want to butcher it, but it's in the time where women were being crucibled, whatever the
Crucibled.
I like crucibled.
yeah, for being witches. I heard that Sicilian women did something where they flipped it and they were like, oh no, it's religious for us. It's religious and it's not witchy. And so they got a pass. And so they weren't crucibled. And so they were able to continue procreating more. Like those women weren't killed. So they were able to have more babies who had those powers and so on and so on and so on. And then that's why, because I know Sicilian women are just very kind of psychic and ghosty and witchy. And we are.
Wow. That's very cool.
Whoa, that's so rad.
Yeah.
I feel like people that live in cultures that are open to it are just able to do it more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because it feels like, with their kids and stuff, it's not taboo or like, no, that's weird for you to think that, like where you, like you said, with babies having no time to develop like what society's telling you, man, that it is like, oh, if you come up in a world where everybody's like, this is happening, like we know how to like lift the veil and shit, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, great, this is normal. This is what we do.
Yeah. My nonna told me all these stories about, things when she was coming up. So I just expected to be able to do that too. Like it was going to be real. So when I did start getting dreams like that and things, I was like, okay, cool. Here we go. It's happening.
Whoa.
I also think that's a big part of it too, though, just not being afraid of what's happening so that you are, willing to go deeper into it.
Yeah. When did these dreams and stuff start for you?
I don't know, but I can tell you that before I had my car accident, I said to my neighbor and to my mom, I don't want to get in a car accident. And I remember I was in my backyard and I heard a crash, but there was no crash. So I like had a premonition when I was little. So that was one. And then the day of my accident, I had a dream, like a symbolic dream. And I went in my nonna's room and I told her all about it. And she was like, you're okay. And then we got in the accident that day. And then the day my nonno died, I had the same dream. And I knew when I woke up that morning, he was going to die that day. And he did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you want to tell us about the specifics of like the dream, or do you remember the dream that you had before?
I mean, I don't remember, but I remember I told my nonna and she told me the dream. It was that I was walking like in a field with my nonna and my nonno and me, and we fell into a hole and I crawled out of the hole, but I couldn't move my legs. And my nonna crawled out of the hole, but she couldn't move her arm, and she injured her whole arm and left side in the accident. And then my nonno did not get out of the hole. And then he died very shortly, like about a year after my accident. And I had that same dream that morning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is
wow.
That's so, I mean, if for listeners who don't know, like, you said briefly that you were in an accident but you had a near-death experience in it, or?
I did. So the day of the accident, we were heading to the doctor. I had chicken pox. So we were heading to the doctor, and it was my mom driving, but the accident wasn't her fault. It was a 3-car accident, and we got mixed in the other 2 cars. And then my nonna was in the passenger seat, and I was in the back. And this was before they had shoulder belts in the back seat. So I only had a lap belt on, which is actually what caused the injury, the lap belt.
Oh my God.
It tightened, and then it cut through my body, and my spine stopped it from cutting all the way through, but not before breaking. So
oh shit.
I know. That's what happened. So that's why you don't put that shoulder strap behind you, kids. So I know a lot of 10-year-olds listen to podcasts. So
they fucking love this one.
Honestly,
they fucking love it.
We don't do content warnings much, but we do have a younger audience, I guess, too. So
okay, good. Well, no, but it's true. Even anybody, adults, don't do it.
Don't do
They're
it
for a reason. So, but when we had the accident, like I said, my mom they were in the front seat and I was in the back, and my mom, she stayed looking forward, and my nonna turned her head to look at me. But by that point, I was already outside of the car, outside of my body. So I saw my mom's face and the back of my nonna's head instead of my nonna. Do you know what I mean? Instead of my nonna's face.
You weren't in the back seat looking, you were outside of the car.
I was outside of the car looking in through the windshield because then I saw myself too. And I was like slumped like that. I was so cute. I was so cute.
I saw myself and I was so cute.
I was looking great.
Yeah. Even with the chicken pox, I was cute. So, so no, I was outside. I saw it. And then I had one of those sort of like stereotypical, moments that they explain in these books and TV shows about death, where I was like vacuumed out of this realm and into another. And then that's where I saw, again, it's very stereotypical sounding. And I don't know, if heaven is like, or if the beyond, whatever you want to call it, is different for other people, but for everyone. But what I saw was clouds, endless clouds, and silhouettes beyond in the clouds, sort of just fancy, floaty kind of things. And a gate, like a separation. And I felt this draw, like I wanted to go in there. Whatever those silhouettes were, they were familiar. I was excited to see them and be back with them, right? So I wanted to go in. And then this figure in the shape of a man came kind of floating in front of me and stopped back, on the other side of the gate though. He looked at me and he shook his head like this, like no, 3 times. And in that sort of no, we had a whole conversation. And he told me that I had, why this happened and what was the plan and what was the next step. And I had these things to do and I had to do it, and don't worry, and it was going to be okay. And stuff about my sister, that I didn't even have a sister until I was like 16. And anyway, and my sister is like my spitting image, right? It's weird. So my sister is sort of like, picture like if you cut off a starfish's arm and then grew another starfish out of that arm, that's my sister. Whoa. So, and she's not even my full sister. She's my father's daughter, and she lives in another country and everything. But when we're together, it's like we sneeze at the same time. We show up wearing our hair the same way. We like, and then it'll happen. I'll be like, my father will FaceTime me and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? I'm doing a puzzle. And then Danielle, my sister, will come up. Oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm in my room doing a puzzle. I'm like, it's all the time. We're like bizarro. Wow. Yeah, we're like bizarro land. So anyway, but even before that, I knew I had a purpose. I knew I had a message and a reason. And I agreed, okay, I'm going. And then I came back, and it wasn't even a near death experience because I was actually dead. So it was like a death experience. And then I came back, and then I was sort of touch and go in the hospital for months. They didn't know if I was going to live for months. But luckily, because I was a little girl and, little kids have that energy they use to just run around the room and scream. I, in a comatose state, used that energy to heal on the inside,
Yeah.
So that's what was going on. It's interesting, right? And then I survived it, and I was in this wheelchair. And then I've always and I don't know exactly what's going on or what my purpose is to verbalize it, but I can feel it in my heart. And I know it has something to do with this public platform. And that's why I'm always trying to, like I'm writing the book, I'm doing the TV, like I'm trying to help normalize and show disability and make it better for the next generation and make it less of a thing. And I think that's part of my purpose.
Yes.
Well, because it's not just about like have faith and believe in yourself. It's like, no, make a world where I can exist without having to like beg for help from someone. Make a world where I can go into a building, where I can travel on a plane, make that world where I don't have to worry about everyone else getting in my way.
Yeah, because I would say it's not when I'm at home in my own space that I've created that's accessible. I don't roll around my apartment going, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm drinking seltzer. No, I mean, I don't think about it. It's not until, thank you. It's not until I go to a building and there's stairs, or I'm planning a vacation and I have to find out if it's accessible, or I'm, dealing with the world, or I'm in the store and someone comes up to me and goes, what happened? It's like, okay, yep, that's right. So it's like that. Yeah. And the world is just not, it just hasn't caught up yet. And I feel like I have some sort of I mean, I already, like you said, when I first came to UCB, none of the stages were accessible. And now they are, right? By the
Yeah.
time, and I
Yep.
have that a lot. And so I think like I've already, I've done that before, like back in I did it with my school. I did it with my eye
Yes.
doctor. So it's like, I've already been taking these little grassroots steps. And it's not just me. There's a lot of grassroots people doing
Yep.
disabilities, but I just feel very compelled to do it on a grander scale, and to do it through entertainment and media is like, just has always been in my head. Oh, even before my accident, I wanted to do, be whatever on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you would do with your talent if you didn't use it.
Yeah.
Like what would happen?
Right.
I don't know.
It would explode out of you. Yeah.
Well, I've always thought about teaching and things like that, because I like to interact with kids. And I think it's great to get in on, if you can change a kid's mind and get in early, then they're already set for life, because
Yep.
it's harder to change an adult's mind.
Yep.
Or an adult will think, like a kid will see me and go, oh, people in wheelchairs can have jobs. An adult will see me and go,
Yep.
oh, wow, that's amazing that girl in the wheelchair has a job. So if you can get in on the ground floor, you can kind of teach them before they, but I still just felt like I wanted to, it's always been for me about how many people can I reach in the, like the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
because honestly, I can't keep telling everybody every time. I mean, it's exhausting. How many times am I going to tell people? Oh, I'm going to cry. I mean, millions of times I've said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you want me to relive the biggest traumatic incident in my life? Okay, sure.
Yes,
I'll-
please.
Please. And honestly, it's not even the biggest traumatic incident. So, I'd rather people that than come up to me and say, hey, I heard your nonna died in 2009. What was that like? Because then I'd be like, what are we talking about? Because now I'm sort of desensitized. I can talk about the car accident like as if I was telling you about the, I dropped a hard-boiled egg today. I had to rinse it before I cracked it.
I still ate it. I just rinsed it off.
Thank God it was hard boiled, right?
If I'd done it 10 minutes earlier, it would have been a real
Ooh,
disaster.
Nasty.
That would have been the tragedy. But anyway, it's still something that I would love to because then it comes to like, there's a times when it's appropriate. Like now, this is the purpose of what we're talking about, so I don't mind. But when I'm on a dating app and a guy's like, what happened? I'm like, why are we talking about this?
Right.
We can at least decide if we want to have sex with each other before we talk about it. Can I meet?
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm sure you'll have questions, and the answers are not going to really blow your mind. It's not that different, but I get it. But also, let's make sure first.
Yeah.
Right.
Context. Yeah.
You aren't entitled to all of my history.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not asking you about yours.
Yeah. I know. Believe that's another.
I mean,
that's another
that's a
pod.
whole other.
Yes.
A whole other pod.
Now, when
Yeah.
when you were in this other realm or whatever we call it, the place with the clouds, do you have an inkling of who the person you were communicating with would have been?
No, I mean, like I said, it's because I grew up Italian Catholic. It's like, was it St. Peter guarding the gate? But then I don't necessarily subscribe to, I don't necessarily believe that God is a man with a robe and Mary was a virgin and all of that. I'm kind of like, is that believable? But
No,
but I
it's
think
not.
if that's, but I don't think it is. But I think that what it really is a way for people to sort of contextualize something bigger, like that we can't really get. And so I don't know who or what it was, but I mean, it was probably more than what I could even imagine. I don't know.
And with you, like, as you were describing it, you were like, it's so cliche, but it is like, oh, little you had heard about that. Like, maybe it is your brain trying to contextualize whatever this was, and it could have been different for somebody else who believed in something else, like, wow.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily believe that that heaven is a place where you go. I don't know. I don't think so. But I think it maybe feels like a place where you went.
Yes.
Like when you're in a dream and you feel like you're in the ocean, but you're really lying in a bed.
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably something like that. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? Hey, who
But
knows?
that's another thing I love about my experience is that I don't feel any pressure to try to convince, like if there are people listening who are like, that's bullshit. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to believe it because maybe you're not ready or you're not you're not at that place, or maybe your thing will be different because maybe I'm an older soul and that's my, heaven is like that was my college and you still have to go through high school. I don't know. I have no answers. So I don't feel like knocking on people's door and telling them what happened to me. It's everybody's got their own thing. I don't know.
Right.
I don't feel any pressure to convince.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's good.
That's
Also,
the best.
perception is the biggest part of our realities. Like we think we are, existing this one truth, but it could be more complicated than we understand or can perceive,
Right.
So it could change.
Right.
Also, like, the cliche, whatever, but like, it could be also cliche because it's happening.
Why are we
True.
all on the same experience? I mean, why are so many people? Because when I read or like Embraced by the Light years later, I was reading it and I was going, yeah,
That happened.
right,
Yeah.
yes, like that's right.
Yeah.
It's all checked out. And that show that's on right now, that's I Survived Death or whatever.
I was
watched,
just about to talk about that one.
I've watched a few episodes and I'm like, yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ones that I think are the trippiest are the ones where they're like, it wasn't the light, it was bad. There's like a few people who are like, it wasn't good where I went, it was someplace bad.
Yeah, and I don't know
like,
why. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation.
Yeah, and they were like, I changed my life after that.
And like maybe they ate meat on Fridays. I don't know.
I remember my parents, like, we would do like no meat on Fridays, but then like towards like later on, they're like, just pick one day where you just don't eat meat. I don't really give a shit. Like, it got to that point where it's like, well, we're ordering pepperoni pizza, so
Yeah.
and it's a Friday.
I love how it's
so.
like God will forgive you for all of your sins, but also don't do this and don't do this and don't do this. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like, not eating meat is, that's like what Jesus did for us. Yeah, that's equal.
Yeah. And only for what?
Yes, I'm
Lent?
suffering so much on a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can eat fish. You can eat fish. Okay,
You
now
can
the
totally eat fish.
Which for me in Louisiana was like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. I honestly, if you told me only people in Louisiana did it, I'd be like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. We have crawfish season. It's summer, or not summer, but it gets hot for us in Lent. But also, we have a weird relationship with Lent in general, with Mardi Gras and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Party time.
Party so hard until midnight on Wednesday. At midnight, they literally shut down bars, like, and clean, and the street sweepers come out.
Oh my God.
Wow.
At
Okay.
midnight. Done. Go to
Right.
church.
Done. Start giving up stuff. Yeah, go
Like,
get some
hold your
ashes
shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go get some ashes rubbed on your forehead.
Yeah.
Now, aside from that experience, you've had other paranormal experiences, correct?
Mhm.
I feel like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard you mention a few.
Mhm.
If you want to share any with us, we are more than open to them.
I mean, I've had a lot of ghostly visits. My nonno came back shortly after he passed, and I saw him in his garden, and and he was, waving to me and stuff, and he was happy, and then the next time I saw him, well, I saw him a few times, but one of the clearest times I saw him after that was the day my nonna, or a few days before she passed away. She was in the hospital, and I saw him. I was in the hallway, and I saw him go into her room.
Oh.
And I remember being like, "Oh, he's Nonno's here," and then I'm like, "Oh,
Shit.
I just knew." And then
Oh,
she passed a few days later in the hospital,
Yeah.
and like, so, and then and I've had her come to me at times, but we also made a deal with. I told her, "Nonna, please, like, if you die before me, like, you have to come back, and you have to." Still send me messages and things, and she's like,
Yes.
okay, I'll figure it out and I'll do it. So
Figure it out. Oh,
yeah, so I'm not surprised because she, like I said, she got a really interesting message where she had an angel or something come to her before her wedding and tell her she had to push her wedding back a week. And she told her mother, and her mother was like, "What does it pazza? We already sent out the invitations. No, we're not doing that." So they didn't. She got married, and everything went fine. And so she was like, "Oh, okay," and they went on their honeymoon. They came back from their honeymoon, and her husband was at work. It was the day that they would have gotten married if they pushed it back, and he got electrocuted and died.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. Oh, and this is also so kooky. Okay. So my nonna, I told you, like, I've mentioned her so many times already, right? And so we were very, very close. I feel like we're soulmates, and I always have felt very close to her, like in that way. So I was doing research on conjoined twins at some point, and I found out that one of the first cases of conjoined twins were in Italy, in Sicily, and they were conjoined at the base of the spine, which is where I had my injury during my car accident. And their names were Giuseppina, which was my nonna's name, and Santina, which is
no. Oh,
you could Google it.
Whoa.
The Follier twins, I think they were called Follier. So the only thing that's like a little bit weird is that they think that they were still alive while my nonna was alive. That's why I think like things are happening not like linearly, but there's like there's no way you can convince me that there's not a weird, because and then the way that the one of them, so they were conjoined at the spine, and the way one of them ended up dying later in life is similar to the way my nonna died. So it's just like too much for me to not believe that there's some weird connect. And then on my nonno's side, he had a sister named Santina. That's who I'm named after, who was hit by a car, run over by a car, and they ran over her back and she died. Hello. I mean, come on. I mean, what's going on here?
That's so many.
It's too many.
That's too many.
That is so.
And the fact that I was like, I don't want to get in a car accident, it's like I knew that this was part of it. I just knew.
Whoa.
That is like blowing my mind, all this stuff. Because I've heard you speak of some things before, but never like this in depth. Of truly like going back generations of people that are kind of coming back through the family line too.
Exactly. I know.
Wow.
Bizarro.
Whoa.
I know.
When you're like, I don't know, I'm now thinking like the kind of premonition, like, is there just this type of feeling you have? Because like I would be worried that every time I like go to sleep or something, like every dream I have where it's like, okay, this is now going to happen. But are there just sometimes where you're like, oh no, that's fine, but then like, oh, I feel.
Yeah, there's sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's fine. There's sometimes when I feel something and it doesn't happen where I'm like, I don't know about this thing. And then nothing happens and I'm like, oh, maybe it was okay. Yeah. So it is. And that's like something that's why I'm not like a psychic, or I'm not doing this for a job, because I don't feel like I've honed it enough. I feel like I probably could, like we were talking about earlier, study it maybe and get better at it. I think I could, but it takes a lot of discipline. I have just too much. I don't have, like, I want to write the book. I just don't feel like I have enough time. Maybe when I'm older, I don't know, but I don't feel like I don't have enough time to just sit in silence and just listen to my body all day. So, it's a lot. So but sometimes but then there have been times where like I'll see a picture of my friend just sitting and I'll call her, and like this happened to me a few years ago. My friend was sitting on the beach with her boyfriend. And just the way, I don't know, I called her and I have this picture. I go, are you pregnant? or her husband, not her boyfriend. And she was like, why? And her husband, I hear him in the back, what the hell? And he got mad at her. He goes, we're not supposed to tell anybody, because she had just found out. And I'm like, I don't know. I just felt it. And I've done that a few times with my friends' pregnancies and stuff. But then other times it's not true, or it's not right.
Right.
But most of the time it's been true. And she wasn't showing or anything yet. It's not like
Right.
You know.
Wow.
It's just something. It's something like I don't know, like I could see
Yeah.
I don't know what I saw, but it just popped in my head like, oh, I think just yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
But I'm not always right. So it's like not something I could charge money for or something. Not like
Yeah.
Gotta figure out how to get that money out of it, though.
But in high school, I did do tarot cards, and I was starting to do them, like around the craft we were all doing, right? And
yes.
we were all lighting candles and doing spells.
Bunch of witches. Yeah.
We were all doing it. And I was playing around with the tarot cards. And I remember we had this assignment in public speaking class where we had to demonstrate something. And I was like, oh, I'm going to demonstrate tarot cards. So I was practicing them, and the day, in home or study hall, I was reading the guy who was in study hall with me. I was reading his tarot cards, and I'm like, oh, I think is your sister like engaged or something? And he's like, no, she's a boyfriend. I'm like, oh, all right. I don't know. Ugh, I suck at this. Now I have to do it in front of my class. Why did I pick this? I should have made ZD or something. So, anyway, I do the demonstration in class. I get a volunteer. The girl comes up, and I'm like, this sucks. So, and I said, I see a man, and he looks like this, and he's sort of standing behind you. And she started crying. And it was it was apparently her father it was like the anniversary of his death that day and whatever. And I was like, oh my God.
Whoa.
So then I felt like that was a little bit too much. I'm putting them away. I can't do this. I wasn't ready to like make someone cry. I wasn't equipped. I didn't know. The whole class was looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Anyway, and so I'm like, I'm not doing that. Anyway, came back to school on Monday, and the guy in my study hall, he goes, hey, my sister got engaged this weekend.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So it's in there. It's like in there. But
it's absolutely in there.
But then other times I'll say, of course, I'm remembering the times
yes.
Like my cousin who's a total skeptic, he would just be like, of course you're remembering the ones you got right, you're not going to tell them the times it wasn't true. So I don't know.
Fair, I guess fair. But, sometimes, even the best baseball players, they have a strike.
Right. And they're not going to always bring up striking out.
Right.
Remember when I hit the ball?
Remember when I hit it, guys?
It was awesome, right? Okay.
Yeah.
God, you have so many stories.
I know.
Whoa.
Truly, I'm astounded by all of these. No,
there are like more. There's just times where I would just be in the room with someone, and it will come over me to just be like, did your grandparent just pass away? They're okay. And they're like, what?
Wow.
Why? And I'm like, I don't know, or it will happen in a dream. Somebody told me once that if you dream about someone who's passed away, and in your dream you don't know that they're dead, it's a dream. But if you do know that they're dead, then it's a visit.
Yeah.
If that helps anyone.
So if you're in it and you see someone, and in your dream you're like, oh, I know you are gone, like you passed away, then it's a visit.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me once, who also is a medium. That's the other thing. Every time I've ever gone to a psychic or anything, they always tell me, oh, you have the gift. Like, it's like, I'm like,
yep.
I can even write it down on, like, these are 3 things that this person's going to say to me. And one of them is always, you're going to write a book. You're going to write a book. They always have been saying that to me my whole life. So
and it's happening.
It's happening.
But skeptics would be like, well, then, the chicken or the egg. So I don't know. I think I know what I want, but I just, for some reason, like to acknowledge that I don't know for sure. It's just what I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
In case.
That's all you can do.
But I hope the skeptics would acknowledge that maybe it is.
Right.
Also, like, to be skeptical when we know so little about, one, how the brain works, and two, how the world works. Like, it's just like, I guess you can be skeptical because there's no proof, but also, like, look back in 20 years before this moment, there was plenty of stuff that we didn't know. So,
Right.
And also, I just don't know where we would have just come from. I don't know how the world would have, even in the very, 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 very first place. What happened?
I remember having a biology professor in college, and someone asked him, Dr. Schwab was his name. He's from Chalmette, Dr. Schwab. I loved him. He was great. He would wear like a tie-dyed lab coat to class.
Ooh, hell yeah, Dr. Schwab.
Only during testing, though. Only during testing. But someone asked him, like, do you believe in the Big Bang? And if you believe in the Big Bang, like, do you not believe in, like, God? And he was like, who made the bang?
Right.
Where the bang come from? He's like, you can believe in both science and God. Because who made this happen? Like, how did this, random? You know? Like, he's like, so, I mean, you can hold, he's like, both these things can be true. Dr. Schwab.
And he always ends, I'm Dr. Schwab.
I'm Dr. Schwab. I remember once he told me, he was like, oh, I was addicted to speed in college. It was real bad. He's like, doctors, you just give it to you. You just snort it all up, do whatever you want, to study, because he was in medical school. And he was like, oh, then I went spiraled out of control, just crazy depression, almost killed myself. So he's like, you know, you gotta, these things, you know, you gotta take care of yourself. And I was like, I was like, I never met anyone like him that was so open, especially in like South Louisiana.
Right.
Anyway, Dr. Schwab, he's probably passed by now because he was a bit older, but I loved him.
Oh, Dr. Schwab.
Dr. Schwab.
Wow.
Now you have told me a more like spooky or ghosty story a time or two.
Oh yeah. Well, there was the time that I was at on 4th of July, in fact. So
recording this right before
holiday, 4th of July. I was at a friend's house that I had never been to before, and it was in Philly, and so we were going to sleep over because, you know, we had driven there, and there was a party beforehand. And by the way, this was a friend that my friend knew through a Narcotics Anonymous program, so it's not like we were on drugs or anything like that. Because they couldn't. So so it was a boring party. No, I'm just kidding. So the party was over and everyone was gone except for us. And I said, I looked to the house. I hadn't been in the house yet because there were stairs and stuff. So I had just kind of been hanging out outside. And I said, oh, there's someone still here. I thought we were the only ones here. And he was like, no, everyone left. It's just us. I said, oh, okay. Never mind, because I had seen this boy in the window, this like younger guy looking at us from the window. I thought I saw him, but no. And I'm like, oh, okay, so whatever. Anyway, we go into the house now to go to bed, getting ready for bed, and I see a picture of the guy who was in the window. And I say, who is this? Was this guy here before? And he was like, no, that's my brother who passed away in the house.
Oh, I got chills.
And I was like, oh. Okay, Cindy, you're sleeping with me tonight. Not sleeping alone in this room. So,
whoa.
Yeah. So I'd seen him looking out the window for sure. I hadn't seen the picture or anything. I had never seen a picture of him before. There was no Instagram like at the time of this party. And, you know, it's not like he was walking around with pictures of his brother. I'd never seen a picture of this guy's brother before. Never. I didn't know. I didn't even know he had a brother who had taken his life. I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that you saw him or no? Were you just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I think, just so you know, I think he was here, but I'm not sure, but you know.
Right. Of course. I
didn't want to upset him. And then people started, but it was all over my face. I mean, for him to be like, oh, that was my brother. And I'm like, oh, you know, I had to tell him why. Yeah.
Wow.
That was spooky. And it happened to me too when I slept at my cousin's house one time. I woke in, so in my dream, I was sleeping, but I woke up. This happens to me sometimes where I wake up and I get out of bed, but I don't get out of bed. Like if you were looking at me, you would see me sleeping. But according to me, I get up out of bed and I'm walking when I do this. It's the only time I'm walking. In my dreams, I'm usually in a wheelchair, or I'm not in a wheelchair, but like I come up the stairs and I'm like, great, I can't get up there, so it's like that. But in these other dreams, like I get up out of bed and I'm not even walking, but just like I'm able to move without the chair or anything. And I went and I'm in the actual house where I'm in. And I went to the stairs and I looked down the stairs and I saw a woman just like in a rocking chair. And I thought she was related to my cousin's husband who lived in the house. And so the next morning at breakfast, I mentioned it and I described her and everything. And he had his grandmother had just passed away, and he showed me a picture of the grandmother, and it was the same woman that I had seen in that rocking chair. And it's just like, it's not like they talk to me, but it's like I know that it's the same thing as when I saw that figure when I died when I was little, where it's like you don't communicate with words, you just sort of look at each other and there's messages being transmitted. And she was basically wanting me to just tell him I'm here, I'm everything is okay, kind of a thing.
And probably like got the vibe from you that you were a good, I guess, vessel, but like a good, where it's like, oh, she knows what's up.
Yeah.
Right.
I can go to her. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. So that one was less spooky than the other one. But I also do, I'm afraid, like, that's why I can't really watch movies. I can watch scary movies like Saw or psychological. Like I watch murder
The real
shit all day.
up
Like,
shit, man.
yeah, I watch I'm like more afraid of being, like demonized, like taken over by a demon, I guess, than I am of someone like murdering me. I mean, because I don't know why I'm more afraid. It makes no sense. I think maybe because I feel like I could protect myself more against a murderer than a demon. I don't know. But like The Conjuring and stuff like that, that's where I'm like, can't watch. Like when I leave the movie theater, I need a massage because I was like, the whole time, But I don't like to watch movies like that too much. Or if I do, I have to watch them like kind of while I'm doing something. I can't get too involved in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a very scary movie and I'm like trying to go to bed or something, I put on Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, nice.
It's a very good like palate cleanser.
Yeah, like a very good Marge scene that'll get you.
I love Marge.
I love her too, but she's scary. But she was a ghost.
She was a ghost.
Pee-wee had the gift.
Pee-wee had of course, because Pee-wee is very childlike.
Exactly.
And accepting. Oh, I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I watch Real Housewives so I can watch people screaming at each other before I go to bed.
Yeah, that's always
good.
good
That's
too.
good.
It like grounds me if I ever feel like whatever kind of scary stuff. But mostly I'm just scared of people in my neighborhood who try to break into things. That's my big fear.
Yeah.
Always
I
afraid.
can't have the Citizen app. Can't do it.
Oh, I had to delete it. Also, I think it's unethical too. I have issues with the ethics of the Citizen app. I said it. Come after me, Citizen.
Wait, what is the Citizens Act? Like it just tells you what's going on?
Yes. It basically like curates different like 911 calls, or maybe it has a police scanner. I don't know, but and people can report their own apps. Not apps. They can report like, oh, on the street there's a fire at this place, and then people will record so you can see what's going on and get information, and then people like upload scanner like from the police scanner like so you can hear what's going on.
Oh.
But sometimes they like hide things from you. They won't let you know about. I'm sure because they're working in conjunction with police officers. But like, so the information is not like, it's not like fully like user generated. And then sometimes they shut things down so you can't find out more information.
Whoa.
And you're like, there's a little too many like it's too much hands in the cookie jar. I think from different folks who run it. And also, look, there's always a fucking helicopter overhead. And I don't need an alert that someone 4, houses down, had called 911. I'm already freaking out, dude.
I know. I know, but yeah, exactly. And that's why, but that kind of stuff I feel like, yeah, I can deal with. But if I watch some sort of a demon movie and then demons are like, oh, cool, she's got the gift, let's go talk to her. I'm like, no,
Oh,
no.
Mm-mm.
So I try to
She's
keep
got
it
the
very.
gift and she's a fan of us.
No,
All right.
yeah, right. So I try to keep it white, like white light and positive.
Yeah.
And I try, and I don't know, like I'm luckily haven't had any of the bad kind of ones, but I'm even afraid to even talk about. This is the part of this whole podcast that's made me the most afraid.
Well,
Oh, right.
Don't.
So let's not talk about it.
You know what I mean?
Because
Because I just don't want to open that. You can't get that toothpaste back in the bottle. I feel like.
I hear ya. I hear ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Yeah. Well, if you would like, we could listen to a listener story now. Are you into that?
Yeah, definitely.
I hope it's not about a possession.
G'day, Betsy and Marcy, and esteemed guest. My name's Jess. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I want to share you my ghost story. So this was probably when I was about maybe 14, 15, and I was at home alone, and I was watching the TV, and I heard the front door go. And so I was like, hello, no one answering. How rude. And so I get up to investigate. And I get up, look down the hallway, and I can see my sister moving from the bathroom across the hall into her room, and she closes the door. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking to me? Rude. What's going up? Are you okay? And so I get to the door, I go to open it, and the light's not on, and then it slams shut on me. And I'm like, what is going on? Why aren't you talking to me? Why are you in the room with the light off? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so I keep talking to her, and I open the door again, really shove it this time, and I open the door, and there is no one inside. The light's off. There's no draft. I mean, we're in Sydney, Australia, so there's no draft. And so I kind of freak myself out and I go, who did I see? And so I stepped back, and I went, that wasn't my sister. That was a tall guy in like some sort of coat. That's definitely not my sister. And I'm like, ah! And so I start freaking out. I run to the kitchen, grab the car keys. I'm not old enough to drive, mind you, but that was my first instinct, is to grab the keys. And I go run downstairs to the garage, and my mum's in the room downstairs playing on the computer. And I'm like, ah! And she goes, where are you going? And I'm like, there is a man in the house. There is a man in the house. We need to go. And so we grab each other. We run out to the car, and then Mum's like, no, we're going to run across the street. So we run across the street, go to the neighbour's place to wait it out till Dad came home. He came home, checked out the house. There is no one there. The front door is locked, but I definitely heard that front door. We've heard that door slam so many times with the wind and everything, which is what it could have been. But there is no reason for the door to slam and to push against me like someone was full leaning on it. And yeah, so we've had a lot of things like the lights go a bit crazy. We've had pictures, one particular picture always jumping off the wall in the middle of the night, no matter if we put the strongest hook on, no matter if we switch it with a different picture, it always jumps off. And I mean, it's a really light picture. It's like we just took a clipping from a calendar. Like, it's not heavy at all. So yeah, there's been some creepy things in my parents' house, but never anything nasty, just strange. Yeah, have a good one. Catch you around. Bye.
Catch you around.
Whoa. Big That's awful.
Yeah.
Not into it.
I don't, first of all, just like a forceful, dark room, shutting the door, like, yee! That's very scary to me.
That slow realization of like, wait a second, that wasn't my sister. It was a tall dude with a coat. Like, ooh. Spooky.
That's very spooky. She seems cool though.
Babadook.
She seems very cool, and I think in her email that she sent, she was like, "Bloody love your podcast. I have my own paranormal ghost story attached in a voice memo form because, no offense, but your attempt at an Aussie accent is just too much."
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We are very, very good at it. You tried to read a whole story in an Aussie accent?
Oh, maybe.
I feel we've maybe tried a couple of times.
I know that whenever I do any accent, I'm going to slip eventually into Irish, then Jamaican, and then it just kind of like, winds its way around. So I'm not.
I want to know the specifics of that that picture that jumps off the, like, what is it a picture of?
Yeah, me too. Well, she said she switched pictures and it still did it. So then that made me think there's something, it's more about the location of the picture.
There's something hidden in the wall behind the picture, dude.
Well, hearing her tell a story about her and her other sister, and I was like, I feel like this is something that's sort of like, like a poltergeist, but not necessarily like, I don't know if you've heard theories that like poltergeists are really kind of just like feeding off like teenage adolescent energy, like emotions and stuff. And so that maybe the two girls in the house were kind of fueling something to manifest a little more obviously in this world.
Huh.
Yeah.
And so he's just going around being like knocking over pictures, being like, didn't know I could do that. Slamming doors, being like, didn't know I could do that. That's always what I think of when I hear something like this that if it doesn't feel like it's bad and evil, then maybe it's just something like being like, let's see about this.
Yeah, I always think of that scene in Ghost where the guy from the train is teaching him, Patrick Swayze, how to knock stuff off.
Yes, exactly that.
Right.
Exactly that.
I'm gonna knock so much shit off when I'm a ghost. I'm going to Mono's house and just breaking everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Spooky. That was a spooky one.
Yeah, that was
very spooky.
Short, sweet, and spooky.
Spooky from down under.
We perfected it. Santina, this was so great talking with you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Your
what a dream.
Stories are amazing.
Thank you. So fun to talk about them.
Is there anything you'd like to plug, or any way you want people to come find you somewhere to keep up with you and your book?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram at Santina Muha, SANTINAMUHA, and Twitter too, same name. And just keep, I've got some TV stuff coming up later this year that you'll see. But I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about or not talking about yet. So just follow along on Instagram and I will humble brag my way into your home.
Yes.
Woo!
As you should.
That's what we all do.
You should.
Thank you so much. These were amazing stories.
It was
Thank
great.
you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
Santina had so many stories, and then as we were ending, there were even more stories to be told, guys. You didn't even get all of them.
Stories. You didn't even get them all.
We're keeping them for ourselves. You can't have
we
them.
get to keep them. Ha
Ha,
ha,
bitch.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd close out like we've been doing.
Yeah.
Fucking change our format all up, dude.
Yeah. We're all over the fucking place.
You don't know what to expect with these crazy kids.
Yeah,
Come on.
we're keeping you on your toes.
But we were going to read some listener stories. I have one pulled up. If you
nice.
are ready. If
I'm ready.
If you're right and ready.
I'm right and I'm ready.
This one is entitled My Quarantine Poltergeist.
Whoa.
Okay.
Cool.
It just starts off. Because quarantine and no commute, I'm definitely listening to less podcasts, but a funny feeling is one I've kept up with.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God. It's a nice escape from this truly upsetting time we're all experiencing. Yeah, this was almost a year ago, so we were in the thick of it back then.
Oh, right. Yeah. Shit.
I love ghost stories, most things supernatural, and I love visiting haunted places, but I consider myself a hard skeptic. I don't believe in ghosts, though I've joked in the past that maybe anytime anything supernatural happens around me, I either ignore it or just automatically assume there's an explanation. It's probably it's probably what you're doing. But after 5 months quarantining alone and working from home, I had a string of experiences in my apartment that made me think twice.
Whoa! Yes.
And this is how it happens. This is how it
Here we
gets
go. This is it.
First, I have a clock hanging in my living room. One day after returning home from the grocery store, I found the clock had fallen off the wall. At the time, I just picked it up and moved on. Next, there's a sconce in my bathroom that holds a small hanging light. I woke up one morning to find that two had crashed to the vanity below. Again, I moved on, this time without even picking it up. The small step stool I have was currently stacked with paperwork. Definitely not its intended use. Somebody's got a stack. So I just left the light on the vanity. Around the same time, I noticed a large handprint on the wall of my bathroom. Definitely not my own, much larger and made in dust or dirt.
No.
What the fuck?
Ew.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude?
Then on one weekend afternoon, I did the dishes. I don't have a washing machine, so I set everything to dry in a small dish rack and on a drying mat. I'm volunteering for a candidate for city council. If you live in LA in District 4 and are reading this before Election Day, vote for Nithya. Well, hey. Don't worry, I did. But this is after Election Day. So
I'm in District 3.
Oh, well, don't worry about it.
Right on the cusp.
Oh, well, next time you'll move just one street over and then...
Yep, pretty much.
So I went back to filling out postcards for the campaign. After about 20 minutes passed before I heard a big crash. At first, I thought there was an accident outside my building. But when I looked, nothing seemed amiss. Then, after looking into my kitchen, I realized that a single drinking glass had exploded on my drying mat. Nothing was touching it. It didn't fall. It just exploded into pieces right where I left it.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Stumped, dude. Stumped.
I'm so stumped.
Gulp. When I first thought of the supernatural, it felt like an amusing thought, like, haha, what if it's a ghost? It wasn't until the exploding glass that I really thought back to realize a number of odd things had happened in a short period of time. I really don't believe in ghosts. I didn't have any strange goosebumpy feelings or bad vibes other than confusion. So again, I just cleaned it up and moved on. But maybe because I had listened to the podcast, I figured, what the hell? And the night the glass broke, I decided to say out loud, it's okay if you're here, but please don't scare me. This is my home and I don't want to be scared.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Very smart.
Finally, a few days after the broken glass, I came out into the living room the first thing in the morning and noticed something on my couch. Because I live alone, I've managed to stack useless things on parts of my couch. Oh my God, I got some right here.
Marcy's got a ton.
I literally have, on my couch, I have like batteries, a bunch of stamps, some clothespins.
Oh, nice. You're going to mail out some batteries and clothespins.
People will think it's a bomb, but it's not. It's useless.
It's not.
I managed to stack useless things on part of my couch, leaving only one side open for me to sit. But when I came out that day, right in the center of my sitting side of the couch was a small piece of broken glass about the size of a lemon seed.
Whoa.
It sort of made me laugh just how absurd it was. So I guess I'm actually haunted. And if so, they didn't seem to be interested in my truce.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the buzzkill. Both the wall clock and the sconce were attached to the wall with command strips, removable sticky hangers, not perfectly reliable, and the clock had definitely fallen off the wall more than once. Then I remembered that I'd actually seen the handprint before and realized it was imprinted on the paint, probably for the property manager when they repainted the apartment before I moved in.
Yep.
The glass is harder to explain, but I had recently dropped one of those drinking glasses so hard I was surprised it didn't break. I basically threw it across the room and figured that there was already damage that weakened it. The day it broke was also very hot and possibly trapped hot air underneath the glass after rinsing it, and the pressure of the air expanded was too much. I can't really explain the glass shard, only that I've managed in the past to get little shards of glass tucked into the folds of my clothes or pressed into slippers and tracked around the house unknowingly. Maybe the lady doth protest too much, but I don't think I'm haunted. When it comes to the supernatural, I think we often underestimate how powerful our brains are. How everything we experience comes from our brain, how some people make themselves sick with thought alone, and how we evolve telling stories. So it's easy for us to make sense of shadows and coincidence. But that could also explain why I always find an explanation for strange happenings. Mm-hmm. Even though I've struggled with my mental health these past few months and have had trouble processing the state of the world, the pandemic, the election, the climate crisis, the state of violence on Black people and other marginalized groups, just everything, all the while not being able to be close to my loved ones and friends. This volatile emotional state was especially true the week or so before the first clock fell. So maybe in the end, I became my own poltergeist. All the more reason to be in therapy. Tame your poltergeist and fight fascism, Sarah.
Woo!
Sarah, for someone who doesn't think they had a haunted experience, they sure did write us up a long email and email it to us. So I'm just saying that it's like when I go to the doctor when I think I'm definitely not sick.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely not sick. I did almost pass out in the shower, but I'm definitely...
Look, I have a lot of explanations for what's happening. But who knows? Wow. I mean, maybe the glass was from weeks earlier when the glass shattered. True. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, man. I do like that idea of like you're your own poltergeist.
Oh,
you know, like that. Like really
for
made a
sure.
lot of sense of like, oh yeah,
oh for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you can haunt yourself?
Marcy, can't you though with your thoughts and stuff?
Oh man, I just had like the most fucked up thought.
Uh-oh.
What if like sleepwalking is you haunting yourself?
Oh no.
Or not that sleepwalking is, but what if like you don't even know that you're getting up and doing stuff at night? Because I mean, that's what happens with people who sleepwalk, right? They don't know.
Right. No idea. And then you wake up in the bathroom with all your blankets and you're like, what?
Has that happened to you?
Yeah, I've sleptwalked a couple of times.
Yeah. My brother's ex-girlfriend said I walked into her room and pooped on the floor. But I was like, I feel like we would have all made a bigger deal about this if it had happened.
I hope you did.
I feel
hope
like
you did.
That's a big thing that I don't know. You know, I didn't wake up with doo-doo in my butt, so
you pooped it all out. You wiped it.
A clean,
you wiped your butt.
a real one and done clean thing. I think she was I was just haunting her with my poo-poo.
Yeah, I will. Yes, I haunt myself with my duty all the time. But... Oh my God.
Walking and shit on the ground. You know what? I'm glad y'all broke up.
Yo, is this before or after they broke up?
This was before, yeah. Because she was living in our house, so that's why.
Oh, yeah. And you walked into the room and pooped?
I don't think I did that, but
I feel, wouldn't you, like, I would make you clean up your poop then. Like, you would know if you pooped.
Yeah, or like, why wasn't it told to me? Why did no one say it to me at the time?
Who'd she tell it to? Your brother?
I guess.
Come on, because I feel
she's
like
a saboteur.
I feel also like as like your brother.
He would have made fun of me. You're right. He would have
made fun of you. or been like, hey, are you okay? You walked into our room and took a shit.
But like, I think it was to explain like rabbit type. I think she had a nightmare and thought that that's what happened.
That's funny. There were just little rabbit shits, and she thought you shit like a rabbit.
Like it was little pebbles or something. I don't know. I feel
Come
like the more I hear, the more I like remember of it. I'm like, that just sounds so like me. I got muddy buddy poops. You know, I'm very sick inside my body.
Yeah, something's going on when you're like just pellet pooping. That's not very good.
I'm ill.
I am sick. I just poop out pellets.
Yeah, you don't want to come around here.
What a wild accusation.
Anyway, I don't know how our listener thinking they aren't haunted led to me telling a horrible story about myself. You know, but a lot of things, a lot of roads lead to the same destination of me telling a horrible story. So I don't know.
It's great. I love it. I want to hear all of your horrible stories.
Thank you, my friend.
You're real good. I got a story.
Okay.
You ready?
Tell me about
This
it.
is short, special, spooky cat connection story.
Ooh.
Okay. Hello. I really enjoy the podcast. Thanks for keeping me entertained while staying at home. Y'all really cracked me up in a recent episode where you couldn't stop giggling about a crude joke, which simply offended a ghost. LOL. Crude joke. So funny. Thank you for listening. I have a story about my almost 4-year-old niece. During this time at home, my sister has been doing different art projects to keep them occupied. She bought perler beads. Is that what they're called? Perler beads? Which you might remember from childhood as the little beads with a hole in it that you, make a shape and then iron so that it fuses together. I remember doing that in catechism. My sister used the beads to make little versions of their dog and cat. My niece ended up making a cat one too, but rather than the clear shapes and colors my sister chose, it was mostly gray beads with a variety of colors mixed in. My sister asked her what she made, and she said, Rocky the Magic Cat. This sent a chill down my sister's spine, as Rocky was the name of the cat we had growing up, who in fact was gray. Rocky died many years before my niece was born. I can't remember exactly, but I'd say 5 to 10 years before. Also, I was recently at my sister's house and can confirm that there's no pictures of Rocky around. Booyah.
Whoa.
What makes this little art project even more spooky is that this is not the first time my niece has mentioned this beloved family cat. When she was a toddler, she was at my parents' house and twice said, Rocky's there, and pointed first to a high shelf that Rocky would always sit at to look out the window, and then behind the toilet where Rocky would hide when she was scared. 2 very random spots that were very specific to Rocky. And at that point, she was definitely too young to have been influenced by any mention of this cat. So in short, the one cat that my family ever had and all loved, apparently still hangs around. And only my baby niece could see her. Spooky, but in a good way. Thanks, stay safe, love, Megan.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. I hope Bo's haunting the little girls next door.
I do too.
Biting
That's
them when they least
incredible.
expect it.
yeah. Like bringing, like that, pointing out like 2 spots where Rocky would hang out is like, holy shit.
Rocky the
dude.
Magic Cat.
I'm Rocky the Magic Cat.
Also, it makes sense that a little kid would call the cat magic if it's like not really there, you know?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Sick.
of course.
Sick.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucking cool, man.
That was fucked up. Oh, man. These are really good.
Wow. Wow, these are so good.
I might, you know what, just for the sake, I might read one more. Is that okay? Do you care?
Yeah, read
just
one
for
more.
just for fun. Okay, this one's not terribly long, so that's good. What's the Waverly Hills Sanatorium? Hi, Marcy and Betsy. I love your podcast and wanted to tell you about the time I visited Waverly Hills about 10 years ago with my aunt and her ghost hunting group. There's a ghost adventure episode about the place, so I'm sure Betsy is familiar.
Woo! Wait, where is it?
It's called Waverly Hills. It doesn't say where, but I think they filmed it a couple months before I was there. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in America, so I'm surprised it hasn't been covered on your show. It's because we're lazy.
Because we're lazy. We can't do research.
I can barely do this. Barely read. One of your guests briefly mentioned it, but didn't go into it. Here's a bit of history about it. Waverly Hills was opened in 1910 in a small tuberculosis hospital. As a small tuberculosis hospital in Jefferson County, Kentucky, near Louisville. It is set back into the woods on a hill with nothing else around the structure. With nothing else around. Gosh, I'm really reading poorly today. The structure that remains there today, and the one that is attached in photos, however, was built in 1924 to hold upwards of 400 patients.
Whoa.
It closed as a sanatorium in 1961 because there was an antibiotic readily available to treat tuberculosis, so they didn't need the hospital anymore. Hey, yeah.
Wow.
Get rid of that TB.
But isn't there a part where it's like, well, let's make it a regular hospital?
I guess it was probably like so far away. I don't know.
Maybe
They didn't need it for a regular hospital because it was built specifically for the tuberculosis. You know what I mean?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are you mad at me? You're mad at me about this?
Yeah, I'm fucking mad at you, Marcy. Why don't you make it into another hospital?
I just feel like they didn't at the time need it. So
I guess you're right.
And also covered in tuberculosis.
Very true. It is covered in TB.
Well, as fun as that was, I'm going to tell you what the next sentence says. It says, in 1962, they started using it as an old folks home, but it closed in the early 80s due to reports of abuse.
Oh, shit.
This is why they need to be abandoned, because
I guess, yeah.
if you have an empty building,
man,
someone is doing something bad in it. So that's all I'm saying.
That's it. End of story.
I went there in 2010, not really believing in ghosts because I'd never seen one. I was sure that since this was one of the most haunted places in the country, I would see something and know for sure what my position on the paranormal is. Sadly, that did not happen, but it was still a very cool place to visit. Right. There's a body shot, which is a long underground tunnel. Oh, body chute, sorry. There's a body chute, which is a long underground tunnel, which they use to transport the dead out of the sanatorium so other patients wouldn't see them.
Ooh.
We walked the length of it, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't spooky. There was also a couple of body lockers in the morgue-like room, which we were invited to climb into, but I didn't because, spiders.
Yeah, just spiders.
Mostly, though, it was a massive abandoned building full of broken windows and graffiti. They also had a mean as shit Yorkie in the gift shop who refused to make friends with me. I'm attaching a couple photos I took while there. A couple of them contained some orbs, but it was very dusty, so I didn't get my hopes up. Thank you so much for your pod. Don't shit your pants. Love, Ariana. P.S. I'm a librarian, and every time Marcy says she doesn't read, I shed a single tear. Sorry, dude. Hey, what are you going to do?
Marcy, start reading.
I listened to books on tape.
Oh, that's pretty good. That was pretty good.
I sent you the email with some of the photos, Betsy, if you
oh, yes. Okay,
click on it. It looks like something that would be in like a 1990s alt rock video.
Big time alt rock video.
It's got the like Soul Asylum, like runaway train never come back.
Whoa, this is creepy as hell.
The way these photos are shot are very scary. So go check out our Instagram.
Whoa, I see orbs, dude.
Also, I just saw like a shadow that I thought was a person, but then I realized it was trees outside.
I saw that too. I was like,
Wait,
trees.
some of these orbs are fucked up. It looks like someone's head's peeking out of a room. Do you see that in the picture with it's like a picture, a brick. You see brick on the left side of the picture. It's a hallway. And
Is this the one where it looks like the tree's a shadow?
Yes. Do you see that head peeking out? If you look in like, let's say the door would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 doors down. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like these are all,
I see like an orb around there.
Yeah, but it's like positioned like a head. Maybe I'm just making stuff up.
Totally positioned like a head peeking out.
It looks like a little head peeking out. I don't know, dude.
This is
I'll read
scary.
I'll read a book if you tell me that this is a ghost in the hallway. That's the trade-off.
This is freaky. And it does look, the outside of it looks like that dude from Creed should like be ripping his shirt off, singing about going higher or whatever.
The other
Fucking
picture
shit.
of like the big open room with someone walking in, it's like, this should be like Beastie Boys. Like,
yes, or like the real world loft. Like, welcome to the real world. Here's your cool loft.
Basically, this is giving us 90s vibe.
We're getting big old 90s vibes from this tuberculosis hospital.
But I guess it's because the 90s people were like in abandoned places a lot, like doing like we're doing underground music videos.
Right. Wow, it looks spooky and fun. We should go.
Oh yeah, let's go to Louisville.
Well, I would love to. I would love to go there.
Get on over to Louisville.
It looks so fun.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna read a book for our friend.
Please read a book. They're fun to read.
It's just like sometimes you can just listen to them though.
I know.
I think my problem, here's why I really think I don't read a lot. It's because I have ADD. And so I will read, but then also my mind wanders, but my eyes keep reading.
Right.
And then I'm like, I've gotten through a whole like 2 pages, and I'm like, I don't really understand what I just read.
Right. I understand that. I have that happen every now and then. Like sometimes I have to like kind of slow down and be like, okay, even like almost saying the words out loud because I get so distracted where I'm like, I'll just read it. But I've like started, I mean, this has been for a while now of like, instead of looking at my phone during a commercial, I pick up my book. And like, it's a little muscle that you gotta just kind of work to make it feel more like, okay.
I mean, guys, you hear me reading. I'm doing it. I'm reading emails.
She's not saying you don't know how to read. Like,
what was the accusation?
You know how to read.
What was the accusation?
We get you know how to read.
Is that why it's even worse that I'm not doing it?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'll read a book. Thank
read
you guys
for I got
sending.
Some Rex.
Oh, let me borrow one for my trip.
Okay.
I'll come over in the middle of the night and pick it up right now.
I'll hit you with my bat and then give you a good book.
These are really great. Thank you guys for sending them
yes,
in.
Thank you so much.
Keep it up.
Yes.
Go check out Santina. Go follow her because that book sounds really cool.
It sounds great. It sounds really awesome. I can't wait.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.